Hey, what's up? We're doing a roster review for BUPegasus from Rise of the Fallen. He's currently running Rey under Padme with a good negotiator and has maxed BLT. I still call it BLT because I like that name better. I got Kyber, which is good. All right, first thing I'm going to do is resort by speed. BB-8 is your fastest. Obviously, I'm not going to include Rey because her base speed's ridiculous. Fastest is plus 142. Then we have 134, followed by 142 and 122. So, looking at this, I would recommend probably farming more speed mods because you should have faster speeds than this, in my opinion. Like, for example, where your Count Dooku is, that's my first character that's under 300 speed. So, and yours starts at 294, I believe, is where it starts. Yeah, yours is still in your top row. So, at 5.3, I mean, I'm 5.4 mil. So, I'd recommend farming a lot more speed mods off the bat, as well as something to note in your arena team or teams that you use that have very, very, very high impact, meaning a Darth Revan team, Jednet Revan team, or just any team that requires a lot of speed. BB-8 does work well with a lot of speed, but like BB-8's pretty much only going to be used for your Jednet Revan, not Jednet Revan, your JTR team. And if you think about Grand Arena and the scheme of things of where BB-8 fits in the general picture of things, he's only used on the JTR team. And what teams does JTR take down? I mean, it can take down a good chunk of teams, but like, you know, a fast Darth Revan, fast Watt, fast Jednet Revan, fast Thrawn, fast Bastila Shan Fallen, Malak, all these different characters are much more important than a BB-8. So just first things first. We're going to go and start with 5.0 first. So you have them all pretty much where you want them. Don't think you need any more relics on them. I mean, Echo Relic 7 is you don't need Relic 7. So Relic 5 is perfectly okay. You have him modded for HP and offense, which is perfectly fine. You can switch to offense and defense. I mean, like 4 offense mods, 2 defense mods if you want. You have protection, protection, and protection. So you have a lot of protection on this guy. You don't really have to change much about General Skywalker. He's modded pretty well. Full HP for him so you could change this to protection or HP, by the way, if you wanted to. He doesn't necessarily need the speed. He gets a lot of turn meter from allies being attacked, and just based off kit, he doesn't need speed. So if you wanted to, you could switch that out. Other than that, he's modded pretty dang well. Health protection, yeah. Ahsoka, right off the bat, that's perfectly good. Offense and HP, 82. Offense, perfect. You could change this to crit damage, by the way. Primary stat of crit damage. Other than that, you're good. Yeah, so just change this one to primary stat of critical damage. Arc Trooper, his turret scales off the offense, not his crit damage. So I would actually recommend switching him to an offense set rather than a crit damage and health set. So you could run offense and health. Speed's good, crit damage is good, or offense, either one. But the rest looks good to me. He is relatively flat, decently fast base speed, so 274 in comparison to Rex of 288. So I would also recommend having your arc faster than your Rex. Hypothetically saying, if you're going against a pre-taunting tank, you're going to want arc to clear that taunt before your Rex gives TM to your whole team. That way you can focus fire on exactly the target that you want to fire on. For instance, example, if you're going against Sith Empire and there's pre-taunting Sith Trooper, you want to clear that taunt with Arc Trooper, and then Rex does his TM gain, and then you can do full Brute Force to Basilisk on Fallen. So I recommend having Arc a little bit faster than Rex. 1, 2, 3 speed is good, 5 is fine, but just faster than Rex. Rex's speed is good, don't change his, but I would recommend making Arc faster. Echo's fine, offense and HP. You can change this to an offense arrow, by the way, because he's gonna assist so many times, he actually doesn't really need that much speed. Crit damage is good, offense and HP, that's good. Bounty Hunters. This is a faction I would recommend. I know you watch my videos, so you know how much I love my Bounty Hunters and them yoinks. Looking at your Django Fett, I would actually put him on your favorites list. Even wherever you are right now, put him on your favorites list, farm him up. He's a fantastic Bounty Hunter. You definitely want him to be a lot faster, your Bosk. So I would recommend 4 speed mods, 2 tenacity, get him as close to 300 speed as possible. That said, mods aren't that easy to come by, but you do want him relatively fast so he can start the battle with his taunt. If he's on defense or if you're using them on offense, you want him to be taunting ASAP. Speed, protection. I know you like this defense or the speed secondary, but protection is good. Protection and protection. The reason why I like protection on him is because of his lead. He gets so much protection recovery. I know HP recovery too, but protection recovery to start off the battle is huge. Dengar crit chance. What's your crit chance? It's decent speed or decent crit chance. I get it higher though. He does not hit very hard. Even though he's an attacker, he has very lackluster damage. I would actually recommend 4 speed mods, 2 crit chance, or even 4 crit chance and 2 HP mods. You just want him to be critting a ton because of this. If you crit 3 times, it reduces 50% TM and does damage over time and tenacity down. So you want all 3. Django eventually should be modded for speed and something. Speed and defense, speed and HP, speed and crit chance, speed and something. So when you get him up. We will touch droids when I get to their certain factions. Empire. Thrawn, speed and HP. That's good speed. Where are you using your Thrawn? Are you using him as a counter to SLKR? Are you using him as Palpatine team? Depends on what you're wanting to do. But that speed is perfectly fine in comparison to what you have on your mods available. This is good. Let's see. What's your crit chance? I would change this to protection. Changes to protection and this to potency. The reason why I say 2 protection mods and 1 potency is because you have a Crackling Doom unique where he stacks protection over time, or not protection over time, but just protection throughout the battle. The more times they're inflicted with shock. So if you had HP here, that wouldn't stack your extra bonus HP that you're adding, but you want that protection to go, as well as you want that potency so you can land all those stuns. Let's see here. Vader, speed and potency, that's perfectly fine. You could run crit damage and crit chance, crit damage and potency, speed and potency, speed and crit chance. Any of those work, so this is perfectly good with me. Crit damage, potency, yep. Looks good. I don't know if you work on Ewoks or not. Ewoks are pretty much just C-3PO, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so I would recommend farming and working on Django before you pursue SLKR. If you're pursuing him, that would be my recommendation. As well as I see you're working on Hux. I don't know how you are on Sith Trooper. I know it doesn't show the shard farm, but the best character on this whole list is Sith Trooper. Hux is amazing, but Sith Trooper can be ran with Sith, Hux is pure first order. So Sith Trooper is just a stinking beast. So yeah. Let's see, HP. This looks fine. You have protection. I would recommend protection while you're at gear 12. Once you get to gear 13 of relics, switch those percentage primaries to HP, as he just gains so much of it. And because of his, his unique HP is just such a nuisance on him to deal with. Yep, that's exactly perfect. Speed could be a little bit more, but let's see here. Yeah, speed could be more like this right here. And that right there. So, but that's good. Officer, full speed, just full speed ahead. Send it. Galactic Republic. So, first thing I'm gonna look at is your Padme. She can be modded two ways. Very fast or very slow. Depends just what you want to use her with. Are you going to use her for a Darth Rev encounter? Are you going to use her for just general modding? Very fast for just pretty much all around. Let's see what you have her at. You have her at slow, which is perfect. I love her at slow. I personally run her slow for Darth Rev encounter. It looks like you're doing the same thing. You also have some good potency in there for landing that stun on Darth Revan, Darth Malak, you name it, whoever you need it to land on. Let's go back to your Galactic Republic. Okay, we looked at Sky Guy 5s. We'll look at Kenobi right now while we're at him. Full HP is good. I wouldn't change a thing. We have speed, health, and probably health. Yep. This looks good to me, especially in a Padme team. That's huge. Offense and crit chance. So this must mean you run him with your Jedi Knight Revan, is my assumption. If you're modding him for offense and crit chance, do not run him under any other team except your Jedi Knight Revan, because yeah, he's super good at very fast when you don't run him under SLKR, or not SLKR, Jedi Knight Revan. But most people run him with that team anyways, so I think you're good there. We went over Ahsoka. Your GMY is modded well, so don't change a thing there. Offense and HP, that's exactly how I have mine. You have offense here. I would change this to offense because just the more offense he does, the better. Especially because he takes bonus turns. So crit damage and speed. Try to refrain from 6-dot modding any mod that has no speed. Honestly, the only mods that should be 6E'd that have no speed are for characters such as Nest, or if you're going to run a slow DDK. Especially this one, it has no offense secondaries, it has no potency secondaries, it has no crit chance secondaries. So just careful about that. And same with this one. You definitely want a offense primary stat on this one, crit damage on this one, and HP, yeah. But yeah, so you catch my drift. R2, speed and HP, perfect. Speed, crit chance. You can change this to HP percentage or protection. That works. That's fine. Shock T, fast. That's perfectly fine. She does not hit hard. I see right here you have a crit damage on the triangle just from looking at this. So change this away from that. She does not hit hard whatsoever. So I change it to HP or protection. Speed, HP or protection, likely HP in my preference, and this is good. Arc we went over, C3PO we didn't. Speed and tenacity, speed 112, so basically 284. Speed, yes, C3PO is one of those characters where the primary stat on him doesn't matter. If you have super fast defense percentage primaries, put them on C3PO or BB-8 or Hoda. Those are the characters that are perfect for that. Potency, yes. And faster. 9 speed on him isn't gonna do very much. You want him to have very fast mods. Geos. Spy. Crit damage and HP. 72. Okay. Offense. So this, I would recommend offense primary because he's going to be attacking so many times. And all it takes is one simple big hit from Spy onto Scion or Treya, and you will win that match. Well, not win, but have a higher chance. So it's not how frequently he gets that attack, it's that one big boy attack. So offense primary, crit damage primary, yes. Offense primary, yes. And HP, yes. But most Treyas and Scions that I face personally have crit avoidance on the arrows. So having crit chance added into your character is big. So let's say, hypothetically, your Scion you're facing has 25% crit avoidance. Hypothetically, it's not gonna happen, but because you can't have just 25. It'll be 35 or 24 or whatever. Anyways, 25% crit chance. You have 100 and crit avoidance. You have 125 crit chance. Let's just hypothetical here. That 25% crit avoidance and your 125% are now, you take the crit chance minus crit avoidance, you have 100% crit chance. So just for math purposes. So you still want crit chance on your Spy. HP and speed, that's good. I like it. Don't change a thing. The other three don't really matter all that much, in my personal opinion. Imp Troopers, I'm the same way. Never touched them. Jawa's same way. Jedi. Jednet Revan, speed and HP, fantastic. Speed here, crit chance here, perfect. Do you have potency, please? Yes. Nice. Don't change a thing. Beautifully modded. Yep, you're good. Who do we not check on? Basilisk Sean, speed and HP. This is fine. Speed, crit chance. You could change this to HP protection. Potency, that works. You want her to land this and ability blocks. So that's a whoa. That's a good mod. 18 speed. Hoda, speed, good. Don't change a thing. Except I see crit damage added. You can bring this over to somebody who needs crit damage and HP mod. I believe somebody like Jedi Knight Anakin was an option on yours. But a defense percentage secondary that's fast would be perfect for Hoda. Speed doesn't really matter on the other stuff. Jolie, full, no. Okay, so I would recommend full HP. Yeah, it's cool if he takes a lot of turns, but having him survive and being able to revive is way bigger than how many turns he's going to take. So all 6 of these mods should be HP, and you should have an HPS. HP primary, HP, oh, I'm on the wrong thing. HP primary, and HP primary. This is a gorgeous mod. Just gonna mention that. Moving right along. Night Sisters. Okay, first thing I'm gonna say so I don't repeat myself. All of the mods that you're able to choose between protection and HP should be HP. The reason I say this is because when Night Sisters die and revive, they don't have their HP back on them. They don't have their protection back. They have their HP back. So if you mod them for a lot of HP, when they come back, they're gonna have all that HP. If you mod them for protection, they come back, they're missing all of that bonus protection you give them with the mods. So just gonna clarify that. Crit damage and HP, beautiful. HP, offense, crit damage. Don't change a thing. Talzin, speed, offense. A little bit more speed I'd recommend on anything U6E. So yeah, 4 speed's not gonna cut it. Beautiful 17. And yeah, just like this. So you heard me in the beginning. Full HP, beautiful. Little bit faster in my opinion. So speed right here, perfect. Change this out for speed secondary, 12, 8. Yeah, you can easily improve this. And spirit. I know you don't really use her that often right now, but she is your 5th. So you're gonna want to drop Talia and go full forced on spirit. Again, Django and Spirit are 2 I'd recommend right here, right now. Oh, mission. She doesn't really need potency because she will stack potency from, there it is, 20% potency until she inflicts damage over time. So she stacks potency. Don't really think you need it. In my opinion, crit damage and HP or crit damage and crit chance are the best mods for her. Speed, offense or crit damage, offense and HP or protection. I prefer protection as she gains protection back from the dots. So Zalabar, tanky and tenacious. You want over 100k protection and 100% tenacity if possible. And you need a lot more tenacity. Just gonna mention that briefly. I recommend a crit avoidance arrow on him or protection. Protection. I know a lot of people think having crit chance on the triangle is good for the armor shred, but most people don't use him on offense. They use him on defense. And so people need to take down Zalabar quickly or get rid of his taunt or just get him out of the picture. And crit chance isn't really going to do much for him. You want him to be a nuisance, and that involves protection and survivability. Put a tenacity primary stat on this guy right there and protection. If you're curious on why I recommend tenacity, it's basically because just tenacity is just so good on tanks, just in general. Being able to resist ability blocks, being able to resist stuns, being able to resist buff immunities, being able to resist this and that. Tenacity is just so good on all tanks, not just Zalabar. Rebels. Chewie. Depends on what you want to use him for. I think tenacity is a fantastic asset to Chewie. Being able to resist dazes is kind of big, especially if you're going against gas, going against this or that. Being able to resist that daze is such a killer thing. Crit damage, offense primary, and that's good. So, yes. We already went over R2, we already went over 3PO. CLS, I would do speed and defense, speed and crit chance, speed and HP. Him being very fast, close to 300s, is incredibly strong. Having him in 320s is god tier and can beat very high meta teams. People with a very fast CLS and very fantastic rebels just dominate pretty much everything except for GLs. So something I recommend is speed. So speed, crit damage is good. I love the 18 speed mod on the secondary. This is gorgeous. Potency is good. And then health. But yeah, ooh, you've got 2 really good mods on him. Definitely make him faster though. If I were you, keep this crit chance on him. Keep this crit chance on him. Change the other 4 mods. Basically your 4 crit damage mods. Give him 4 speed mods, and then put these crit damage mods on somebody who needs the crit damage. Han Solo looks good from here. Crit damage, crit chance. But you need him way faster. I know a lot of people say he doesn't need speed because of the TM gain from everything, but still, dude, speed is so important. Imagine him having all that TM gain plus the speed. I like the offense and the speed secondary, but definitely it looks like the rest of yours probably won't have speed. So try to refrain from 6ing mods that have less than like 14 speed secondary. No speed added here. No speed added here. Only 5 there, and no speed added here. So you have some work to do on that one. Resistance. You have Ray. Let's go ahead and see how you have her modded. Speed and HP. 149. Goodness gracious. I like it. I like it a lot. Hold on. You have speed, probably HP all the way around. Yeah. You're good. JTR, speed and crit chance, 19. This is fine. She doesn't really need crit chance. You could do defense. You could do potency instead, or HP. She doesn't need crit chance. BB-8, speed and potency. Potency is, in my opinion, useless on him. He puts tenacity down from his basic. And like this, yeah. So change out the potency and put health or defense or tenacity on him. Putting tenacity on him is very good. That way, if you're going against somebody with like a nest, BB-8's not dazed. BB-8 doesn't get stunned. BB-8 doesn't have buff immunity, ability block, all that stuff. So tenacity is really good on BB-8. RH Finn. Speed and HP looks good. 134 looks good. That's fine. Crit damage and HP, 75. I'd probably recommend a little faster. Offense percentage, crit damage. Where can you improve? 16, 19. Right here. So you can change this out. I like the offense, flat offense you have on him, but the 6 speed. I mean, you could keep it because Finn will swap TM with Poe and go from there. You can keep that. That's fine. Ray, crit damage and HP. I like it. Don't change. Let's see. Oh, I always click on that. Crit damage, offense. Yeah, you're good. Don't change anything here. Holdo, tanky, tanky, tanky. I love it. That's very tanky. HP, health. Again, try to refrain from 6ing mods less than 14 speed secondaries. Finn looks good. So you really like your resistance, I can tell. You have Zeta on everybody but Rose. and Scav Ray. So you have every Zeta possible except for Scav Ray and Rose. Which is cool. I like to see it. That looks good. I already clicked on him. Offense HP, that looks good. Scoundrels. Nest. Tenacious and slow. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm not saying crit damage addition, so what do you have? Offense? That works. The reason I like it is because it has all the perfect secondary stats. So you can keep that. I like that too. Higher survivability. Nice choice. Tenacity. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're good. Don't change a thing. Newt. That's good. I'd make him a little faster if possible. I love people that farm L3. Thank you. She's such a good tank. Such a good tank. You ever tried L3 with your raid team, by the way? With Watt and the resistance heroes? Just thought. Vandor, I like it. Separatist. Okay, so we haven't gone over your Grievous team yet, or Watt. Grievous, HP, gorgeous. HP, crit damage. I already saw something. A lot of crit chance, a lot of health percentage, a lot of crit chance. This is good. A lot of offense added. Health and speed. Health. Yeah, this is great modded. Great modded. We already went over Asajj. Watt. Speed and HP, 122. Don't change a thing. I would change this to health percentage primary stat, and you can easily do that because it's only 10 speeds. Secondary, you're swapping out. The rest are good. B1. I actually would recommend offense and potency as the two sets. So, because especially at R4, he's going to hit very hard, and you can easily make him relatively fast, like plus 95 to plus 115 with offense mods. Speed here, offense here, and doesn't really matter. But yeah, switch to offense and potency if possible, because he hits so hard with relic levels. Spy went over. HP, protection, gorgeous. Don't change a thing. Speed is irrelevant, in my opinion, on Magna Guard, so you're good there. Dooku speed and HP, 103 speed. If you can improve his speed a little bit, that would be good. Other than that, you have a crit damage and potency on your triangle and cross, so you're good there. With protection, yeah, you're good. Just add some more speed on him and you're solid. B2, okay, my friend. Okay. I know he takes a lot of turns, but offense is not what I would recommend. Most people put Grievous on defense, including myself, and so when you're going against a Grievous team, the first character you take out is either Watt or B2, depending on if they have Watt or not. If they don't have Watt, B2 is target priority 1. If Watt is on the team, B2 is target priority number 2. The longer B2 survives, the better your Grievous team has a chance of taking away banners in GAC. So you want to mod him for a lot of survivability. But you don't want him to be tankier than Magna Guard or DDK if you run DDK with your team. The reason for this is because when Grievous falls below 100% HP, he will mark the healthiest ally, which means the healthiest, most protection and HP. If B2 accidentally has the most HP and protection, he will be marked, and that's not what you want. So give him a defense percentage triangle if you have to, or HP percentage primary stat would be a recommendation. Definitely focus on a crit avoidance arrow, defense percentage or HP percentage primary triangle, tenacity or potency on this guy, and HP percentage on this guy. You really want to focus on just lots of tenacity and potency. Try to aim for 110% both. You have 86 and 66. So if you want to, I can share you my mods on my B2, but 110% is golden. That's the golden mark. Shoot for 100% both, but definitely work towards 110% both here. DDK, you have offense and HP. This is fine. Offense. Yeah, you're good. You're good there. Sith, Moth Faction. Okay, speed-wise, let's check this. You have 290 and 304, 305. Okay. BSF needs to be a lot faster. In my opinion, she should be, besides the GLs and characters with a very high base speed, personally, she has my fastest speed set. She's not my fastest character because her base speed's slower than other characters, but she has my fastest set overall in my entire roster. A fast BSF can be the difference of a win or loss in mirror match. It can be the difference in taking down SLKRs. It can be the difference in a lot of things. So I would recommend giving some of your fastest mods to her. And I wouldn't focus on more or less completing the secondary set. So for example, you have a speed set and a HP set. Focus on a speed set, but the secondary set does not have to be completed. I don't have mine completed. Just making her a lightning fast would be my recommendation. Let's see here. Speed and HP. This is fine. This is Gucci. Speed, protection. Yeah, this is good. But yeah. He is good. I wouldn't change anything. If you can possibly make BSF faster than your Darth Revan, that way you can counter SLKRs. That's a suggestion. Traya. Speed, defense, protection. Okay. If you're using her against Geos, specifically, actually, in fact, I'd recommend versus every single faction. She works. Her kit is so good because of her lead and unique and isolate that she doesn't need to be fast. She doesn't need to have damage. She doesn't need to do this or that. She just needs to survive. So, crit avoidance on the arrow, HP or defense or protection on this, tenacity, HP protection on this, and HP protection on this. I personally run 4 defense mods and 2 HP, and I make her very, very, very tanky. Scion. I personally run all 6 health mods with a crit avoidance, which thank goodness you have. I was just about to recommend that. I love crit avoidance arrows. They are literally, they're literally the most unappreciated stat line in this game. Crit avoidance is so good. 35% is crazy. So just, and then also Traya's lead. I don't know if you knew this or not, but has 40% crit avoidance. So most characters in this game have around 70%-ish, roughly 70-60% crit chance. Okay, if they mod them for like crit damage, crit chance. 40% plus 35% is 75% crit avoidance. If you're against a spy that has very high crit damage offense, but has 73% crit chance, he will not crit you. It's impossible because you have over 100% crit avoidance in his crit chance. So, just gonna let that sink in really quick. Yep, crit avoidance, so underrated. But have all 6 of your mods be health, with health primary, and health primary. So you're on your way there. Marauder, full damage. I like it. I would do more speed though. Right there's your ticket. Oof, but that has 158 offense. Change this one then. And yeah, but definitely more speed on him. Nihilus doesn't matter how you mod him technically, so you're probably good. Let's see here, moving over the rest. Sith Trooper, no speed. He does not need speed. I agree with that, but having him at least 50 speed, 70 speed is better than 0. So, just gonna mention that. And then HK, crit damage and crit chance. 82, lots of offense. Okay, that's good. You see my streams or my videos. She is very underrated. But I'm a bit biased because I love Sith Assassin. A lot of my usernames on different games or things are Sith Assassin this, Sith Assassin that, so a little bit biased, but she is super good if you do want to farm her up. Smuggler, we didn't really touch on anything else. Kira. Okay, so Let's see here. So I know you're a long ways off of SLKR. So all of my farming recommendations are going to be before you go for Kylo, because you're very far off. And in your notes, you said modding advice in any particular tunes or teams. I just went over that. Characters to consider upgrading for GA comps. You already inspired me to bump up Bounty Hunters. Yeah, Bounty Hunters for sure. So that's my Django right there. I'll go over characters to consider upgrading for GA for sure, and then advice on offense, defense. B teams are, in my opinion, B teams are more important than A teams. And I'll go over that in a sec. Okay, we're gonna go like this, flip the switch. Teams to upgrade. So I'm looking at your ZAM. Let's actually go to Bounty Hunters again. You can go Bosk 1, Boba Fett, Dengar, Jango Fett, and Embo. You don't need ZAM because that farm would be a waste since you already have Embo at gear 12. So all you gotta do is farm and work on Jango Fett. Get Jango and Boba Fett's gear to gear 13 and you're set there. Not much work. So don't worry about ZAM. Let's see here. Sith Trooper, 100,000% farm him. He is literally the icing on the cake for First Order and Sith. I can't recommend him more. If you want to farm Barriss, you can. I don't personally have her farmed. Sith Assassin would be a recommendation for a Palpatine team. Let's see here. Do Hux, 100,000%. Hux and Sith Trooper are just so stinking good. Spirit, for sure. Django, we already talked about. Old Ben would be another good one for a Rebel team. Kylo Ren OG, eventually. I mean, all your First Order eventually, but I'll leave that out of the picture then. Kira's fine. All you need is her lead. Okay, so we pretty much touched base on that. High priority. Sith Trooper. High priority. Jango Fett. Not high priority, but recommendation, Sith Assassin. Let's see here. Shore Trooper is a great tank for Palpatine teams. Jango Fett. Old Ben for Rebel teams. Let's see here. L3 is a fantastic for secondary teams. Zalbar Zeta is a recommendation of mine. Especially because I think you have Mission Zeta. Yeah, you do. So definitely Zalbar Zeta. You have Vandor Chewie already. Gear 13 CLS for sure. And you wanted me to recommend offensive and defensive compositions. Go ahead and send me screenshots of what you use for offense and defense right now, and I can give you suggestions. But I recommend personally Grievous, like teams that should be on defense are banner killers. Offense should be protection, recovery, health recovery teams for banner efficiency. Teams on defense I'd recommend are like Darth Revan, Gas, Rey, let's see here, Grievous, Kira Nest, stuff like that. Let's see, but other than that, I pretty much touched on everything I'd recommend. Oh, Spirit is another one I think I briefly suggested. Oh, Night Sisters is a great defensive team. But yeah. Also, Padme is a good defensive team, but I would not suggest putting Padme and Darth Revan on defense unless you have a counter for Darth Revan doesn't involve them. But also, if you're going to use gas on Darth Revan, make sure you have a gas counter, which means CLS, which means Gear 13 your CLS. Yeah, there's a bunch of different connections to recommend. I would recommend gear 13ing your Treya and your Scion and your Jolie, and your B2. Those would be gear 13 recommendations. But yeah, if you have any more questions, do reach out. I think I covered most of the basics though. Thanks for watching.